It's been a little while since we've posted, but we are finally back. Life got full in both hard and good ways, and today I'm catching you up while we work in the garden and save some food from going to waste. And at the end, we have a little talk about future plans.
Morning, friends, and long time no see. Sorry we haven't been posting videos, but it has been a long few months. Chris had broken his leg, and we will tell you that story a little bit later. Of course, there was holidays and everything, so it was just a really busy time. And since I'm still kind of new at this, getting consistent at posting videos is not something that I am used to, but here I am to start again and start it new. So we will get videos out hopefully a couple of times a week, and we'll see how it goes. It is almost 7 a.m. and our home health aide is going to be here shortly to help Chris get up and get ready for the day. So I'm going to just go ahead and get started with my morning routine of chores and stuff to do with all the animals and everything. You would think my two big dogs would be more outside dogs, but no, I let them out, they go potty, they want immediately back in, even though it's warm outside.
Like I said, at the end of September, Chris broke his leg, and that changed our rhythm pretty fast. Between caregiving, appointments, and then the holidays, filming just had to take a back seat for a bit. But things are settling into a new routine now, and I'm really glad to be back sharing again. When I have produce that's about to turn, I like to prep it right away. Onions and peppers freeze beautifully, and future me is always so grateful when the dinner is easier.
All right, we are going to get started on this bed, getting mulch going. And I'm going to water it down as I go because it's getting windy today and I don't want to lose the mulch everywhere. I was going to fix the drip line. There we go. Maybe the wind won't catch my phone. I was going to fix the drip line and make it more even, but I don't really have time for that today, so maybe I'll fix it another time. Not really worried about it since I'll also hand water in here too. But at any rate, let's get going on the mulch. I'm really excited. This is my third year of gardening, and I've learned so much over the last couple of years, and I'm excited to keep learning. I am really want to see how far I can take it and see if I can grow a good portion of the food that we eat. And, you know, and then for the other things that I don't do, like I'm not doing meat birds, I'm not doing beef or pork or anything like that. So I hope to get all of that from local farmers and grow a bunch of my veggies. And then also we have this really neat market here locally that sells local farm products or homesteading projects and things like that, things that people make here locally. And so I'm hoping between that, utilizing Azure Standard, let me water this in, what I've done so far so it doesn't blow away. And using Azure Standard, I'm hoping to get away from using Amazon and Walmart, things like that. We just recently got an HEB here locally. I don't know how far out HEB goes, if it's just Texas or if it's in any other states. I don't know. We just got it locally here in our area. It has been more of a South Texas thing, I think. And so now we have an HEB. And Chris loves this coffee beans that I get from there. So we'll probably always get those. I've tried some Azure Standard ones he didn't quite like as much. So, but anyways, so we'll probably still, obviously still get some things from a regular grocery store. But I'm trying to reduce my footprint there, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And get more things from local farms, local artisans, things like that. Or just plain out do it myself. So I have been making my own deodorant, which has been kind of cool. It's a little different, but it really works, I should say. It's not an antiperspirant, but I haven't really noticed any like difference in how I feel. So anyways, that has been great. And I've also been replacing all of my store-bought cleaning products with ones that I've made. Now, I haven't found one for laundry detergent that I feel comfortable using because I don't want to clog up my my pipes or my, ruin my septic tank or anything like that. With the soap that I hear some people say, I kind of don't want to take that risk right now. Well, probably ever. I don't want to take that risk ever. So I haven't found anything like that, but I do try to get the, I think it's Molly's powder or something like that. Woo, wind. That has worked out really well. So I've been using that along with the Molly's whitener. I've really enjoyed using those. Those seem to work really well. All right, let's get this side watered in. All right. So anyways, I'm just trying to make changes along the way. Oop. Bye. Oh, my camera fell. I didn't do the drip lines this past season very well, but that's okay because I got water where I needed it. And that's all that matters, right? So it's not the prettiest, but it worked. So what are some things that you do to shop more locally. I'm trying to do that with our food, cleaning products, things like that. Personal care items. There's a co-op near us, and I got some moisturizer, some serum. Let's see, what else did I get? I think that was it. I think I bought those, and those were nice. The moisturizer is a tallow moisturizer, and I've heard some people say they don't want their face to smell like beef. I haven't noticed that at all. I should get like 3 to 4 inches put down here, but I'm not sure if I'll quite make that today. Hopefully over the course of the next few days I can get that goal accomplished. But I'm just trying to get some down right now so that tomorrow night, or actually tonight and tomorrow night, it's supposed to get down into the 20s and 30s. So I wanted to go ahead and get something down for that and get it watered in so that the onions are a little more protected. They do like cold weather, but I want that to make sure they're not drying out or anything like that. One's over here looking a little peckish. So hopefully the cold weather and the mulch and the extra moisture will do some good. Let's get this side watered in. I'm using this easy straw that I got from Tractor Supply, speaking of buying from big box stores, but I did get this from there, and I've heard really good things about it. I've heard some, of course, I guess with all good is sometimes the bad, but I've heard really good things about it. And I was trying to find something softer than the hardwood mulch that I have from our local nursery. I was trying to find something that was a little softer for all these delicate starts that I have here. I didn't want to lay something down and it just totally accidentally smother my little starts that I planted. So that was the idea behind this. I do try to buy, well, I buy all of the compost and most of the mulch, potting mix, stuff like that from my local nursery. I really love this nursery. They're really friendly. They've helped me quite a bit with choices and how much to order, things like that. So that's great. I ordered my onion starts from David Seeds here in Texas. They're not quite close to me, but I guess if you buy something in Texas, it's never really close, is it? So hopefully that works out really well. I know that the nursery near me also sells onion starts, but they didn't have them yet that I was aware of. I didn't see them when I was there. So I wanted to go ahead and get them in the ground. So I had them shipped from another city in Texas and got these started. So I've got on the front part of the bed here, I have Texas 1015 yellow. They're more of a sweet onion. And then on the back side over here that we just finished over here, I have red Creole. And I was thinking about doing another bed in yellow Granax. I think they're a better storage onion. I don't necessarily store onions long term. I usually end up chopping and freezing them, or grinding them up into onion powder. I even want to try to do, I haven't done this before, I want to do onion salt and give that a go and see how that works out. We can, oh, I did dehydrate some and make like minced onion. So that was great. And so I had a bunch of that. And what else? I made some into a, whoo, here goes the wind. I made some into onion soup mix and stored that in the pantry. So I'm trying to find more ways to not just store the vegetable or the, you know, the product, trying to turn it into something that'll be useful or like a quick fix for something, like the onion soup mix that goes into, you know, different recipes, or could even just make a dip out of it. Let's go ahead and water that down too. So let's get this watered in. Whoops. There we go. So there's the onions, and then over here, let's see if I can, is my garlic bed, and you can see where some of the mulch has come up a bit. You can probably tell there is some nuts edge grass in here that I am going to get rid of, but I don't want to just randomly pull it out and cause an even bigger mess. So I'm going to wait until I have time to dig it out properly. Cover the bare areas a bit here. Like I said, this is my 3rd year of gardening, so don't take all your gardening advice from me, please. Find a local expert in your area. I'm in North Texas, Zone 8. I think technically it's supposed to be 8B, but most experts in this area where I am are kind of waiting before making any changes from being 8A just a couple or so years ago, because we are still getting colder snaps, especially in 2021, where we had a big freeze that lasted a good week, which is not really that normal for this area, but most gardeners in our area are waiting before they're making any changes to be an 8B area from an 8A. So that's what I am going with. They're the experts. Definitely not me. I am still learning. But it's fun to learn. It's fun to be doing this. I don't know exactly where I left off. I've been talking this whole time and it was not recording. But I've got all of this in now. We've got cold weather coming in, so hopefully this will all be good and I'll keep it all nice and warm. I grew garlic for the first time last year, and I think I just got overexcited and harvested it a little too soon. And so they weren't quite as big as I think they should have been. But lesson learned, and I put it on my calendar to harvest at the correct time this coming year. Next year around, I think it's June, May or June. I'll have to check. I have it on my calendar this time, so I don't just get really excited and think that it's ready to harvest and it's not. Okay, we are ready to plant our bunching onions. And when I was looking at instructions, I'm going to plant them about 1/4 inch deep. So just, you know, barely on the top, and just lightly cover with the compost. They come in a little baggie like this because they're super tiny. And that's why you only cover them or put them 1/4 inch and lightly cover them, because they are so tiny. So on one side, I'm going to do 1 to 2 inches apart. And on the other side, I'm going to do 3 to 4 inches apart, because it says 1 to 2 inches for smaller stalks and 3 to 4 for thicker stalks. So we'll just kind of play with it and see what we get. If a couple drop, that's okay, because I'll just thin them out. So now we're just going to lightly cover all of these. Then over here, I'll do them a little further apart and see if we get some bigger stalks. I'm not going for perfection. I'm just going for learning. So we'll see what I learn this year with this, because that is the plan. This is the David Seeds bunching onions that I got. Evergreen Hardy White non-GMO heirloom seeds, 200 seeds in the pack. Give these guys a good drink. The really fun thing about the Zone 8A is there's not really a season where there's not something to grow. Even in the winter, there's things that can still keep growing, lettuces and such. The only time where I personally think that I will like taking breaks will be summer, July and August, because the pest pressure is so great. Things get too hot. You have to have your shade cloth up. And it's just really so much work that I think from now on, I'll plan July and August will be my off months as much as possible. You know, keep things growing that can, but I'm not going to force it. And then, you know, then just keep things going other parts of the year. So that is my plan. You know, plans change. So if you see me growing things in July and August, don't judge. As you can see, I have a lot of my beds covered like this, and that is because I had a lot of, like I said in this other bed, Bermuda grass, nutsedge, different weeds and things. And so this year, I did actually take the winter off. I picked everything out towards the end of summer and started covering the beds and hoping to get a lot of that weed pressure out of these beds. And so that's why you see most of them covered. The garlic bed I didn't get a chance to cover because as soon as I took things out of that one, it was immediately time to plant the garlic. The onion bed behind it got a little bit of time with the cover on it, but I just I did the best I could with it. One of the favors I do for myself is make freezer meals. And so this one that we're going to have for lunch today before we leave for our evening adventure is barbecue shredded chicken. And with this, we can put it on buns. We can choose to put it on tacos or nachos or anything like that. So I left this in the freezer. Excuse me. I took this out of the freezer and put it in the fridge overnight. So it's most, thawed real good. Still pretty cold. But I'm going to put it in the crock pot, and by lunchtime, it'll be ready to go. Okay, I'm back inside from doing all that planting. Now we're going to talk about why we haven't posted since the end of September. Take it away.
Beginning of October, I did something stupid. And I broke my leg. Ran into a wall. Pretty dumb. I broke it in 3 different spots. And then I went into sepsis and went to the hospital for 5 days.
Been a lot of doctor's appointments, a lot of trying to make sure that the legs stayed together. When he hollered that something was wrong,
I went out and pretty much put his leg back in place. And then we headed to the ER. Hello. Welcome to the show. Apparently,
Good Lord.
apparently Winnie wants to join in. And then came the holidays and everything else. And since, we're fairly new at this and consistency was not our friend. So anyway, so now here we are, we're back and his leg is doing really well. Not healing as fast as somebody who is walking would be, but it's not getting worse. So it's just taking a lot longer. In the meantime, while all of that was happening, I found, how many dogs was it? 6?
6.
6 puppies on the country road outside our house. So I took those in, and then there were 10 kittens that were born. Well, actually there's 11, but I could only catch 10. So the puppies I ended up having to take to our local shelter because I didn't have a good way to keep them contained. And hello. I didn't have a good way to keep them contained and try to foster them. But we did have a vacant room for the foster kittens. So I fostered those kittens. They got spayed, neutered, they got vaccines, they got microchipped, the whole enchilada, and they were just recently placed for adoption. So I know for sure 6 of them have been adopted so far, and I'm sure the other 4 will be adopted in no time.
5 on the first day.
5 on the first day.
So
yeah, so they're all doing really well. I'll insert some footage of the kittens in this video too. So that was fun. It's just been a really busy time. And we did take in one more foster cat that was at the adoption center not doing too well, had kind of shut down. So we're just fostering him for a little while for the rescue that was so kind to take in these 10 kittens. And just giving him a break until he can go back to the adoption center and hopefully find his family. We plan to be more consistent with the videos. We're hoping to upload a couple of times a week. We'll see how good we are at that. And I do plan to have a bunch of short videos that are all about the mix jars that I made for my family this year. We have 5 children outside of the house. They don't live with us anymore. And I made 20 mix jars for each of them. Each mix jar was something different. And they've enjoyed them very much. But some of them, they weren't quite sure exactly how to make. And so I figured what I would do is make short videos specifically for them, but also so you can see what I did. And I'm going to make them and show you, how they turn out. And the mix jars, I'll put a link to the book that I purchased, Food Prep Guide. And I'll link that book because that's the recipes that I use to make the mix jars. And super fabulous book. I enjoyed making them very much. And it was all really easy. I do have a freeze dryer and a dehydrator, so I was able to do those things on my own. But if you don't have that, you can always just purchase the freeze dried or dehydrated veggies and things through Amazon or your local stores.
we're going to a Wicked hockey game today.
Oh yes, that is the surprise that I was going to talk about that we're going to today. We are going to a PWHL, Professional Women's Hockey League game that's here in the Dallas area tonight. So I will also have a short video on that as well. So that's going to be fun.
I'm really excited for this game.
Yes, it's Seattle and Boston.
No, Toronto, New York.
Seattle and New York. So Seattle Torrent and New York Sirens. If you don't know, the PWHL is fairly new. I think it's its third year in existence for women's hockey. Yay. We are big Dallas Stars fans, so to have a professional women's hockey league game come down here to the Dallas area is phenomenal. So maybe they will actually make a Dallas area women's hockey league. That would be cool.
They're supposed to expand 4 teams.
4 teams for next year.
Supposedly.
We'll see. Maybe it'll be Dallas.
That'd be awesome.
Yay. All right. Well, I'm going to go get ready to go. We will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.